Well, howdy ho, Stampers. Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you how to do a gel press card. I love our new gel press. It is in our brand new catalog, and we partnered with the gel press company, and it's called the Journey Gel Press. We are the only ones on the market that have an 8.5 by 11 gel press. It does come with directions and the how-tos, but that's what you have me for. I am here to show you all the cool little things that you can do with a gel press. So these are the cards that I'm going to do, but I want to bring in my gel press to show you what it looks like. So when it comes with a piece of plastic type stuff on the top, and there's also one on the bottom. So what I did with this was, you never throw these away because you need these to store them, all right? So you don't want to throw those away. But the one on the bottom I'm always going to keep there because you don't ever want to set your gel press on anything that's going to pick up color or whatever. So it's just safe to put it on one of these right here. So what I did, and like I said to you, this is the only one on the market as of right now that is 8.5 by 11, and to prove that, I took an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and I made with just a Sharpie marker, I made an outline so that you can see what you can do with that area, okay, just to show you that it is an 8.5 by 11. So if we're doing an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, you know, and do the whole thing, that's where it would be. But quite often, and you don't want to waste a lot of product, so what I did was I marked off a 4.5 by, or a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece right here, and then I marked off what I use all the time as my layer is a 3 3/4 by 5 inch. So that kind of gives you a guide as to where you're going to put your cardstock, and you don't have to use all of the outside and waste a lot of product. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I just always leave that on the bottom and never take it off. All right, so I'm going to show you one of the uses today for the gel press, and I'm going to have a whole video on all of the different ways that you can use it. But this is just one that I'm going to use today, and today what I'm going to be using on the gel press is we've got some new liquid color right here. All right, so I'm going to be using the bubble gum, the Limeade Splash, and the lovely blue. And like I said, those are our liquid color. Now, because these right here are water soluble, I will be using our misters to go along with them. Okay, you get a package of 4 of these, and I'm going to use those with these because, like I said, they work well with water. Whereas our re-inkers, you have to use our Fusion blender. All right, so I'm going to grab my other little spritzer because I always like to have 2 on hand, but there's 4 in a package. All right, and I'm going to show you that I'm going to use watercolor paper this time. So our watercolor paper comes in a stack, and you get 20 sheets in it, okay? And then what I'm going to do to maximize everything is I'm going to cut them in half. So I'm going to grab my cutter, and I'm just going to cut them at the 2 3/4 inch mark, all right? So let's get our gel press out of the way, because like I said, you never want to set anything on that. So let's just grab the 2 3/4 inch mark and just cut this right in half, and we're going to make 2 cards out of this. All right, so that's my 1/2 inch mark. There is my cutter. I'm going to bring back in my gel press, and we're going to get ready to go. All right, I am on this one. I'm using the watercolor paper, and I'm going to start. So we're going to take 2 colors of our liquid color. I'm just going to dot little dots all over, and remember, I'm only going to work within my area, so I'm not wasting a lot of product. All right, and then I'm going to take my bubble gum. Now I'm going to hold off onto my green because the green is much more I don't know, it just kind of takes over the color. So I'm just going to grab one of my spritzers. It's filled with water. Just pop off the top. Make sure you know where that spritzer is, because if not, you could really get a bath out of that. So I'm just going to point the spritzer down, and I'm just going to saturate my paper, just like this, or my gel press. All right, and remember, like I said, this is water soluble, so it just works out really well with the liquid color. And now I'm just going to lay these on here just like this. All right, and then I'll just grab a piece of scrap paper and just blend it in. All right, and no 2 pieces ever come out the same. All right, I'm going to save this because I'm going to need it for when I do the green. All right, see how beautiful that is? And it does dry lighter. All right, oh, that came out so gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to just set those aside, and I'm going to do my green. Now remember, green goes a long way, so I'm not even squeezing, okay? I'm just kind of dabbing very lightly. very lightly. This stuff goes a very long way. It's a dye-based ink. And like I said, it just goes a long way. So let's spritz that. Make sure you know where that little pump is, all right? Otherwise, you're going to give yourself a bath when you don't want one. All right, and I'm just going to spritz these in here. Remember, this is a product spotlight also, showing you how to use the gel press in just one of the many, many ways. Now, I could lay these back down again, or if I find spots that I want to fill in, I can also do that. But I'll show you one way. That's if I just lay it right down, okay? And that picks up that beautiful green. Or I can take this and I can just dab it wherever I want. All right, so if I see a spot where I need some color, I'll just grab it with the green and see how I can just kind of control it a little bit more. You could have done that with the other one also. And there you go. I'm going to stop there because you don't want to overcolor anything. And then to clean this, you never want to use your cleaner, the Fusion Blender cleaner. You want to just use maybe a baby wipe to clean off this part of it right here. Remember, this is water-soluble ink, so for this particular one, just using a baby wipe is a great way to clean it. Again, do not use anything abrasive on it because you will scratch it. All right, so we're going to set these aside to dry, and I'm going to work on the rest of my card to show you how to do it. So that was our gel press. Wasn't that amazing? And using our liquid color. I'm going to bring in the card again so you can kind of see it. All right, so here's my card. These are very wet, so I'm going to let them dry a little bit, and I happen to have one already done. Now I could speed up that process by using my heat gun, and I'm going to show you something cool before I start. If you take these pieces right here and you use your heat gun, all right, let me just show you. You can dry it faster, but you're going to see it start to curl. It's going to flatten out this way, and then when it starts to curl, you can do it this way. You see how it curls this way? Now watch how it's going to curl this way. Now when I heat it the other way, it's going to curl back down. Watch. See it flattening out? And the hotter your heat gun is, the better it goes. See it flattening out? I am not only drying it, but I'm also flattening it. So watch me curl it again. Okay, because this gets so saturated, and now we'll dry it. See how it goes flat, flat, flat? Alrighty? All right, so I'm not gonna show you that whole thing, but I'm gonna let these set aside to dry. But that's a faster way of drying things, all right, and flattening them out. Now, another thing that I like to do with these, now this is one I did previously. It is pretty dry, all right. It's still a little bit damp, but one of the things I like to do, because it does have a little bit of wave to it, I'm gonna take a scrap piece of paper and I am going to just cut it down a little bit smaller than this. So this piece right here, I believe, is 4 1/4, yep, by 2 3/4. So I'm going to go a little bit less than 4 1/4, just a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to go 2 3/4 this way, but just a little bit less. All right, that's what I love about this cutter. I absolutely love my cutter. And what that's going to do is to just give it a little bit of stability on the bottom and flatten it out a little bit. All right, so let me grab my Easy Glide. I'm going to put that on the smaller piece because that's what we do. We always put our adhesive on the smaller piece. And then I'm going to attach it to this right here. And it is just a tad bit smaller, so it's going to fit without showing. All right, so there's that. And see how much flatter it is? It just gives it a little bit more stability. All right, you don't have to do that, but I just like to do that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamp set, and that is called the Dandelion Wishes, and it is just absolutely adorable. All right, let me just show you a couple cards that I have that stamp set in it, and here they are right here. All right, so here's a couple of stamps that I have that go along with this stamp set. All right, so here's a Make-A-Wish, and it's got the most adorable little saying you can either put on the outside or the inside. Here's another one that Richard made when he came to my RG event right here. And then we also have, no, that was one that we got when we went to our manager's reception. And this is the one he made at the RG event. So here's just a couple of cute little cards made with the Dandelion Wishes. It has a set of 10 stamps in there. It's beautiful. It's an absolute beautiful set. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to grab my stamp. I'm going to grab my black licorice cardstock, or my black licorice ink right here. And I'm going to ink this up very, very well. Now remember, we're working on a very textured piece of paper. So you want a well-inked stamp, and you want a well-inked stamp pad. All right? So we're going to take this and we're just going to go off to the side just a little bit. All right? And then just press really hard in the middle right here, because remember, we have a textured piece of cardstock. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my embossing tray, okay, my media tray, and I'm going to take my embossing powder and throw it right on there. And we're going to emboss this little guy. All right? So there's that. Let's just throw our heat gun onto it. Let's get this out of the way so we don't blow it all over Kingdom Come. Isn't that pretty on this background? Just gorgeous. All right. So there is our dandelion. Okay. Now what we're going to do is to finish up our card. It's that simple and that easy. All right. So there's that part of it. Let's grab this out of here like this. I'm just going to put this down here. Okay, so here's our black card right here. All right, and we're going to grab our card base, which is right here. And the next thing we need to do is to stamp this little guy right here with the little piece of, you know, this stamp set is so adorable. It's got so many cute little pieces to it. Here it is right here. All right, I'm going to grab my black licorice ink again and just feel like it's blowing in the wind. All right, so I'm just going to take and do the same down here at the bottom, I think. There we go, just like that. All right, so it kind of looks like these fell off of this little guy right here. And the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't know whether to put I Think You're Dandy on the bottom or Make-A-Wish. I think I'm going to put, because this one I'm going to use as a congrats instead of a birthday, I think I'll do the I Think You're Dandy. All right, and we're going to put that right over here on the side. Alrighty, let's go right there. Alrighty, I Think You're Dandy. And then, isn't this so cute? Alrighty, so now, oh, I gotta leave that open because now what I need to do is I need to just kind of lay this here on the side. Alright, that's gotta go down a little bit more. There we go, just so I can see my things up here at the top. And still have enough room for, let's see, okay, let's do, yeah, I think right about there. Let's just check our congrats. That can go right there. All right, so I have enough room for that one. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put the rest of my little stem right there. All right, so I'm going to take my stamp set again and we're going to just ink up the bottom. Doesn't matter about the top. I'm just worried about the bottom down here. All right, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of eyeball this. All right, and lay it right down here. All right, and like I said, I'm only concerned about the bottom right there because that is going to get put right on here like that. All right, so that's going to dictate where I get it, where I have it go. All right, so I think we're done with the black ink, and what I'm going to do now is to put our card together. I think that's about it as far as the things that I need to do here. So I got my background. I've got, oh, no. You know what I need to do? I need to add my little, I need to add my silks. I'm going to use the Cool Pool and I'm going to use the bubble gum, and I'm just going to splash these little guys. So I will bring in a piece of my grid paper just to cover everything else up here because I don't want it to get all over. All right, so make sure that you shake these And then we're going to splash. And I don't want a lot, but I do want just a little bit. There we go. Alrighty, so there's my bubble gum. And now I'm going to grab, and you always shake until you hear the little BB on the bottom, because then you know all of the nice little glittery parts are coming out. All right, there we go. So I used Cool Pool and I used bubble gum. And let's get this back out of the way. And now we can start putting our card together. All right, so let's take and line this one up. I'm going to use my medium-sized Journey foam squares here. And add one in the middle and one on each side. Again, we're using watercolor paper, so we want to give it as much stability as possible because watercolor paper does wrinkle a little bit. There we go. And one more. I love these foam squares. All right, and then what I'm going to do is just line this up at the bottom with the, there we go, with the stem. All right, I think I got that straight. And now what I need to do is to add my little congrats over here. All right, just like this. So the G is going to rest on top of it, and the rest of it is going to be flush with the card base. All right, so let's just grab, whoop, there we go. You only need a little of this. It really holds very, very well. I love this glue. Okay, I'm just dabbing it. If you need to start and you're new at Fun Stampers Journey, start with the glue. I'm telling you, our adhesives are amazing. Alrighty, so I've got that right there. And then I'm going to just add it to the card right up here. Okay, so I want it kind of flush with the end, and I want the G, the little G up on the top. All right, just hold it there for a second. Now what I'm going to grab is my my thread right here that matches everything that we're working on. All right, and I'm just going to make a little bow. Okay, just like that. Cut it off with my Grand Pro shears. Let's see, here we go. And I can either put it down there, I think I'll put this one up a little bit higher than that one down there. And I'm going to put that on with one of our mini glue dots. Alright, so let's take one of these off of the little folder, roll it in your finger here, and just kind of lay it on there. You could have done a little dab of the Journey glue also, but I like to use on these little bows, I like to use the Journey dots right here. All right, so there's that. And then the next thing that we need to do is to add some of our candy dots. All right, so let's grab those. These are what they look like, okay? These are the minis, okay? They come in all different sizes. They come in, these are called the mini candied minis. These are the candy dots. And then these are the big honkin' sweet candy drops, okay? So they come in all different colors and all different sizes, and they're just fun to play with. So let me see what I have on this one. Okay, let me just grab, those are the bigger ones. So let's grab these little guys right here and see what we got for our dots. Let me grab my tool here, my bloom tool, and just put on a couple of these here and there. And here's a pink one, and they all just seem to really grab the color. All right, and then I'll take and put one of the blue ones right here. I really like the green ones. I'm going to add another green one down here at the bottom. All right, so I'm going to open up my new one because I do use these a lot. A lot. These are the candy minis, remember. All right, and I'm going to take one of the little guys. Now I'll take the medium-sized one and put that down here. Alrighty, so now these are two very different cards. but really the same. Okay, so let's get some of this stuff out of the way and bring in my card and show you. See how nice these are drying? These are the two that I did while I was on camera, and they're still a little bit wet, but look at how beautiful they are when they lighten up. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And remember, these were done with the gel press. You're going to be seeing me use that a lot in the future, but right here is our two cards that I did for today. Super easy, and you don't even have to. Let me just show you one where I didn't emboss it. It's a little bit of both cards, okay? So it's a single layer. It's not the 4 layers like this one. All right, you see the difference between the two of them? You can really see it when you put them up next to each other. All right, so but this one right here is not embossed. All right, so these two are embossed and this one's not. They just all came out so pretty. I just love them to pieces. But anyway, that is my card for today using the gel press. So if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Just ask and hop on over to my blog for some more inspiration. You take care, have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.